Hello everyone, I'm Jake. Welcome to our channel. Today's video is extremely relevant for all of you who are planning to immigrate to Canada, because in this video I will be sharing with you the information about top 7 reasons why your PR for Canada can be rejected. The reason that I'm making this video is that a lot of my subscribers have sent me emails and comments in my videos that a lot of agents have asked them for money in India, especially like 2 lakh rupees, and after 6 months of waiting period they have been informed that they are not eligible for Canada PR. Now I want to give a humble advice to all of you who are planning to immigrate to Canada is to educate yourself. Yes, you can still rely and take services from the consultancy, but there are certain things which you must know before you even start your process. That's why in this video I will tell you top 7 reasons which you need to learn about before even you start your process. Starting the video right away with number 1 reason why your PR for Canada can be rejected. Non-eligibility, which means that you are not eligible for that particular program on which you applied. Now, you must understand one thing clearly. Canada has various immigration programs available through which you can come to Canada as a PR, but each program has its own eligibility criteria based on education, qualifications, skills level, etc, etc. In fact, I have made so many detailed videos on the eligibility criteria to come to Canada as PR. If you haven't seen those videos, I highly recommend that you watch those videos on my channel. And I have made videos on AINP, I have made videos on SINP. Here you can check the link and watch those videos. So my point here is that before you even think about coming to Canada as PR or starting your PR process through even a consultancy or an agent who is promising you to get the PR, make sure that you go online on CIC or IRCC website and check the eligibility criteria, match your credentials, your education levels, your work experience, your skills as per the NOC, which is the National Occupation Qualification for Canada PR. Find your job in that, whether you are even eligible or not. Don't go through that frustration of waiting for 6 to 7 months, paying 2 lakh or 3 lakhs to some agent, and then in the end hearing the news that you are not eligible. So make sure before you start, find your eligibility and then only apply according to that on the program in which you are eligible. Now moving on to second reason why your application can be rejected, and that is failure to submit the required document. It is extremely important for you to understand what all documents are required, because immigration process involves a lot of paperwork. Before the government of Canada gives you the stamp to come to Canada, they want to make sure that you are a legit candidate to come to Canada and work and live here. For that, every program has a list of documents which needs to be submitted with your application, and that list of documents is also available on CIC website. I will give the link for the CIC website in the description. You can check all the documents which are required for any program that you want to apply for. Make sure that you prepare a list of documents which needs to be submitted along with your application before you begin your process. Collect all those required documents and make sure those documents are genuine and legit, because they will be cross-checked for legitimacy. If there is anything wrong in your documents, you will not be allowed to come to Canada even in the near future. That is why it is extremely important that all your documents are in your hand, ready and legit before you start your application process. Now moving on to third reason why your application can be rejected, and that is proof of funds. Now, proof of funds is required because the government of Canada want to be sure that when you come to Canada in a new country to start your new life, obviously it's going to take you some time to settle down, find a new job, and till then you need settlement fund. So they want to make sure before you leave your country you have sufficient funds as per the requirement of IRCC in your bank account. And those funds needs to come also through a legit source. You cannot just show any fund in your account. They want to make sure that when you come to Canada, that fund can be liquidated and is available for your use. So there is a proper list of proof of funds which you need to show in your account. If you don't know about that, just watch this video of mine. I have made a detailed video about proof of funds required to come to Canada as PR. Alright, number 4 reason for your application to get rejected is misrepresentation. Now, misrepresentation can be anything like giving incomplete information or false information, which could be due to misunderstanding the instructions given in your application form. Make sure that you read the form properly, understand it, take advice from someone and then only fill your form, because incomplete information can lead to rejection of your application. And misrepresentation also means that, let's say for example, in your work experience, if you are not employed and you just mention that you're employed, that would also be called misrepresentation, because you need to submit your work experience letter given by your company or your employer. So make sure that you don't do any kind of misrepresentation. Also, if somebody advises you to just submit false document, don't do that, because your documents will be cross-checked, and if they find out that these documents are not legit and they are false, you will be barred from entering into Canada forever. So, misrepresentation of documents of yourself or anything in your application is a big no-no. Alright, number 5 reason for your application to get rejected is your medical record. Now, Government of Canada wants to make sure that when you come to Canada, you do not become a burden on the healthcare system in Canada, because provincial health insurance is free in Canada for permanent residents or citizens. Also, they want to make sure that you do not carry with you any infection or contagious disease which could become a threat to the public in Canada. That is one of the reasons why we have to get the medical certificate and medical test done from the recommended medical institute which are recommended by IRCC, so that we don't submit false medical record. I would highly recommend that if you are going through any illness or disease which could be termed as contagious, make sure that you heal yourself and cure yourself so that you don't fail in your medical report or your medical test. Now, coming on to number 6 reason for your application to get rejected is your criminal record. Just like medical certificate, in our application the list of documents also involves submitting the police clearance certificate. Canada PR applicant must go through a criminal background check before their application is processed. They must not have any history of criminal offences committed in their home country, because the Government of Canada does not want any threat to the security of public in Canada. They don't want to allow anyone to come to this country who could pose as a threat to the security of general public here in this country. So if you have any kind of criminal history and some agent or consultancy is telling you that they can get you through by making false document or certificate, please don't waste your money. You will not be allowed to enter this country if you don't have the police clearance certificate. Okay, now coming on to the 7th and last reason why your application can get rejected is when you miss the deadline for submitting your application or completing your application. The PR visa application process is an elaborate process. It involves lots of paperwork, lots of documentation, and that is why IRCC gives a deadline for each step which needs to be completed on that particular time. So make sure that you first understand the entire PR application process and keep all your documents ready, so that at the last minute you don't have to run around for any document to get from your college like transcripts or degrees. Make sure everything is in your hand, your IELTS test result and everything is ready, so that you don't miss your deadline and get rejected. Alright guys, so those were my top 7 reasons why your visa application can get rejected. Now I want to share with you all my personal experience that me and Demi, when we applied for our PR visa application, we made sure that we read thoroughly everything online. We did our research, we collected all our documents on time, we ran to our universities and colleges, collected our transcripts, degrees, everything was on the table before we decided to move ahead with our PR visa application process. I want to tell you all that if you don't feel confident, you are most welcome to take the consultancy services, but it is important still to educate yourself so that a consultancy does not after 6 months tell you that you are not eligible. Now I wish you all the best for your visa application process and hopefully see you sometime in Canada. Till next time, bye.